Hey everyone, so today, as requested by a couple people, I'm gonna just do a video of all my cubing mains. Alright, so first is my Moyu Lingpo 2x2. I don't really do 2x2 too much, mainly just because I find it kind of boring. Sorry to all the people who love 2x2. But yeah, I think it actually has like a few like middle internal edge pieces missing. Yeah, like right there. I don't know if you can see that. So like that's also one reason why I don't do it, because I lost them and I didn't want to pay for others. So it's a pretty good 2x2. It's fast, crispy. The problem I have with it is it just locks up too much, which is a major turnoff for me, because 2x2, if you lock up, your solve is basically over. So next is my 3x3 main. This is a Key Thunderclap. It's actually a very good cube, especially for the price. I got it all, I think, from the Cubicle, and it was less than $10. And I guess the main reason why I like this cube is because it's very, it's extremely fast out of the box. In fact, it was actually almost too fast for me when I first got it. I had to lube it with like tons of Traxxas, and even after that, it still was like too fast. But after putting a decent amount of Traxxas in it, it was fine. And now I guess the main thing I like about it is when you first start turning it, like the first turns of the day are fairly slow, as one would expect if you put Traxxas in it. But once you start moving it around more, it gets actually really fast, but not so fast that it's uncontrollable. It has a very like smooth and buttery feel now. It's a very good 3x3. You should definitely get it. Although I would recommend making sure you allocate a decent amount of time to breaking it in. So like, don't buy it a couple days before a tournament. I mean a competition. And expect to do really well with it. So then my 4x4 main is a Moyu Aosu. Despite the fact that many other 4x4s have come out, I still think the Aosu is just an amazing 4x4. It's extremely fast. Like I've gotten, like I'll only be off by maybe like 1 or 2 seconds off my 3x3 average if I use the 3x3 stage on the Aosu. Yeah, it's just great. I don't know how else to explain it. Doesn't lock up, doesn't really catch, very fast. Yeah, definitely get that. Next is my 5x5 main. This is a Moyu Aochuang. It's another very good cube. It's very fast. I think it's actually it's probably just how I have it set up, but I think it's faster than my 4x4 at times. Although I do think that the 4x4, the Aosu, is more controllable. So I don't know. Yeah, it barely. It doesn't pop. Okay, occasionally I'll get like one of these weird like lockups like that, but that rarely really happens. And they're usually pretty easy to fix. So yeah, another great cube. My next main is the Moyu Aoshi 6x6. I don't really, well actually no, I do 6x6 a decent amount, but I don't know, I prefer 7x7 sometimes. It's just one of those like in-between puzzles that I don't really do that much, but generally I like the kind of solve that you get from a 6x6. Yeah, it's a great cube. A lot of people say it like they didn't think it was that great, but I think it's pretty good actually. You just need to break it in a decent amount, but after that, it's pretty good. The only thing I find is that solving with the outer layers is just kind of awkward sometimes because of the fact that they're slightly larger than the rest, as you can probably tell there. So now for 7x7, my main is a mini Shangshao 7x7. This is also a very nice cube. I think it's probably the best cube that Shangshao has ever produced, mainly because it's with the exception of maybe a feeling of more like hollowness, the feeling is very similar to Moyu puzzles in the sense that it's buttery and things like that. I just feel that it's less bubbly than most Moyu puzzles, probably just because of the way the pieces are designed. They're more like squarish. But other than that, it feels a lot like a Moyu puzzle. Very smooth, fast. I rarely really lock up. Or, well, actually, I do lock up sometimes, and I do have to say that they're not as easy to fix as with a Moyu puzzle, but still, it's still a solid puzzle. So this is my 3x3 with feet main. I included this mainly because I did feet at one competition because I wanted to get at least a single in all WCA events. Yeah, it's a Maru CX3. It's like not a very good cube, but it's kind of blocky and controllable, so that's why I used it for feet, because it's easier to turn, and you don't have like just layers going everywhere when you're trying to like maneuver it around the mat. Yeah, I probably should wash my hands after holding this, but whatever. Next is my square one. I think this is a cube twist square one. It's not very good. It's pretty slow. It's like, I don't know. Again, this was one of those puzzles that I bought for the purpose of fulfilling, for the purpose of getting a single in every WCA event. Ultimately, I didn't get a single in it because I just forgot some of the algorithms because I was trying to learn it like three days before the competition. So yeah, that wasn't very good. And as you can see, it's still unsolved, so I don't know how to solve it. Yeah. Again, I don't really know too much about Square One, so I can't really give too much advice on whether you should get it, but I guess it's decent for, a starter Square One. Next is Megaminx. I don't really do Megaminx that often, although there was one point where I wanted to get into it more. This is a Diane Megaminx with ridges, as you can probably tell there. A lot of people say it's a good puzzle, and this might just be because I haven't broken it in enough, but I really did not think it was a very good puzzle. It's kind of like clunky, it catches. It's like very hard to keep a fluid rhythm going during a solve. I don't know, I just didn't really like it. It's also just slow. Like, as you can tell, I'm like almost losing my grip despite the ridges being there. I don't know. It probably just has to do with me not breaking it in, but yeah, that's the Diane Megaminx. So for Scube, I use a Moyu Scube. I used to do Scube a decent amount now, and I got like I think somewhere around 10 seconds, but now I don't. I don't know. I just don't really feel like it anymore. It's kind of boring. Plus, it's just like kind of awkward. But oh well. Moyu Scube is actually a very good Scube, to be honest. The only thing I don't really like is the fact that it has so much clickiness. Like, it requires a decent amount of resistance to like go past the click. Other than that, it's a good Scube. I do like the clicks in the sense that you're much less likely to overshoot. But then again, I'm not very good at turning Scube anyway, so it didn't really matter that much for me. Now for Clock, everyone's favorite event. This is a Ling Owl clock, I think. Maybe it's a... Yeah, it's a Ling Owl clock. It's... Actually, I'm, like, taking some dust off it right now, which kind of goes to show how much I use it. Yeah. Again, another puzzle I bought just for the purpose of doing it at US Nationals 2012 or 2013. So yeah, or actually no, 2014, never mind, I'm stupid. So yeah, it's like hard to turn the things, like those dials sometimes. These pins kind of get stuck, and sometimes they also just fall down, so they're very inconsistent. Yeah, pretty bad puzzle, if I'm being entirely honest. Shit, now I just messed it up. Also, my main lube, so to speak, is Maru Lube. I don't know, I just really like Maru Lube, although the one problem I have is sometimes I'll put it in, and then if you leave Maru Lube, you have to keep on consistently lubing it, and eventually you just kind of get this residue inside your cube. Like, if you noticed how with this 4x4, I put a little bit too much Mario in there, and it was fast at first, but now it's just kind of gummy, as a result. So, but I mean, if you just clean your cubes out, or either that or put more Mario in, then it should be fine. And then I also use Traxxas occasionally, but that's only with cubes that are ridiculously fast. I can't really find my Traxxas right now. but oh well. For one-handed and blind, I also use this cube, this Key Thunderclap. I think it's slightly smaller than your average 3x3, so it works well for one-handed, and for blind, it's fairly controllable. So I don't really see a reason for why I would use a different cube. Likewise for 4 blind and 5 blind, although I've only done maybe a total of like I want to say like 5 to 6 attempts over the 2 of these. I also use these cubes for 4 and 5 blind. So yeah, no difference there. Also, I guess if someone really wanted to see, this is the blindfold I use. So yeah, I don't know what brand actually. I think brand's right here. It is a actually no. All I know is that it's just a polyester fiber blindfold. It's very soft and cushiony. Sometimes I would actually consider sleeping with this, but I've never actually done it, so I don't know. Yeah, good blindfold. Alright, so that's it for this video. Tell me if you liked it or whatever. Give me any tips and so on. So yeah, thank you.